How's it going, bros? Today I will be showing you Lunar Flight on the Oculus Rift. This game is absolutely incredible. It's probably one of the most powerful experiences I've had on the Rift. And what I mean by powerful is, a lot of people view the Rift as gaming hardware, but it's so much more. You can now derive experience, from technology. And I first realized this, the first video on my channel was a video of my mother trying the Rift roller coaster. And I remember I realized at that moment she was pointing at things, she was, holding the chair and screaming. I really realized that you can derive experience from something from sitting at your computer desk. And that's originally what got me starting the channel. And a lot of games and stuff that are coming out now have to do with jump scares, and they're still very linked to the way we've experienced games in the past. But when developers start to embrace this type of technology, so much more is possible. I was recently reading a book called The Natural Born Cyborgs by Andy Clark, and in there he coins the term the extended mind thesis, which is literally the idea that we're extending the boundaries of the human mind through these technologies. Like your smartphone is literally an extension of your cognition. And it gets really interesting when you have technology like the Rift, where you can derive legitimate experience from this. I mean, we all perceive the world through these filters, and we no longer have to actually go to the moon to, get the experience like we're there. I know when I'm playing Lunar Flight and I see the Earth, I'm not thinking, wow, that looks impressive. I'm thinking like, I get this sense of unity, like we're all one, and I'm kind of stepped outside of that, and I'm viewing things differently. And I know the idea of technology scares a lot of people. That you hear, transhumanism is evil, and everything's becoming automated. The robots are stealing our jobs. It's some of the older generation has a really hard time grasping this embracing of technology, but I don't see anything wrong with that. I think we should embrace what's happening with technology. We've finally crossed a threshold between entertainment and experience, and I know that there's a lot more sophisticated technology out there than the Rift, but if you think about how far technology's come and the exponential progress, I mean, the technology in your smartphone is 1,000,000 times smaller and 1,000,000 times cheaper and 1,000 times more powerful than a $60 million supercomputer was in the 1960s. And I mean, that's a billion-fold increase, and that's not stopping either. I mean, Ray Kurzweil talks about the singularity and how we're going to hit this point where information is unfolding on itself. And I think with where technology is today, the Rift is really allowing some really, really amazing stuff. And, you could look at all the bad things and feel like, oh, the screen door is pulling me out of immersion. Or, what I do, I read a lot of books before I go into the experience. I try and find out, what exactly I could take from this experience. And if done properly, you can get so much from this type of technology. I think there's nothing to fear. I mean, Socrates thought that writing stuff down was going to dull the human mind. He said that putting your consciousness on paper would make people feel that they didn't have to recall things. And of course, we know now that's not the case. We've evolved so much from there. If you look at technology in the last 100 years, we've come further in the last 100 years than we have in a billion of just regular evolution. I mean, things are growing at a crazy rate. I was reading an article about Google investing in this new company called Calico, and it's this health push where, I mean, Ray Kurzweil was talking about nanobots that regulate the blood and stuff. I mean, things are actually getting crazy. And, I realized with the Rift what type of experience you can pull from that. It's almost like a new form of evolution or something. And I know with Lunar Flight, I've taken so much positive from it that, I've got to take you guys along with me. So let's jump in. It's good that I kind of went on a rant there, because it's hard to talk and control this at the same time. I mean, it's not like you just grab your two joysticks and fly your craft. You've really got to watch the yaw and the pitch and the roll, and it can be a little difficult. So you've got different missions that you got to do. You get paid to do them. So we are there. You've got little screens around you, screens above you. some information, some missiles and flares. You get obviously money for the missions, and then you can upgrade your craft. So I am going to try and take it over to that green circle over there. I'm still not very good at this. You burn through fuel pretty fast. You've got to refuel. It's really cool. If you look down, you see a controller in the astronaut's hands, which makes everything feel right, which really helps with the immersion and allowing you to kind of get lost in the experience. Looks like I'm clipping the ground. So as long as I can still fly, we're good. When I land, I can repair and refuel. But I am getting some flickering on some of my screens now. I definitely damaged the pod. So right in front of me you can see 2 zeros and a 1. That's my yaw, pitch, and roll. I try to keep it as straight as possible because you know, with the gravity being a lot different than Earth, you can start getting into a spin really easy, and you know, it's you overcorrect and stuff. It can be very difficult at the start. So I try not to move the pod too much. And here we go, drifting right past it. So let's try to get this back over there. No, we are still drifting away. So I mean, it really does look incredible. It looks fantastic. You know, hearing the guys talking and stuff is really cool. It has a really good feel to it. This is, like I said, it's one of the most powerful experiences that I've had. So our fuel is getting low. I definitely need to land here and repair. Oh, okay, we have made it. So let's
I'm predicting 558. Okay. 4 seconds early.
Let's repair and refuel. Damn it. So we are refueling. You can see the fuel up at the top there going back up. And we have repaired. We can also leave the pod. I'll show you guys what that's like. So there's the pod we were just in. You can see the sun glaring over the mountain there. The earth. And I mean, having the Rift on, it really feels like I'm wearing a helmet, I'm in a spacesuit. You know, when you jump, you kind of drift. You've got that that weakened gravity. It's just incredible.
Verify the EMS, set up the way you want it. Yeah, I gotta go to the
So
I'll proceed on the 99.
So where are we? We're right there.
You're gonna watch them go gray, right, and the ball belt.
Okay, so keep clicking the wrong button. I'm not actually using a 360 controller for this. I'm using a PS3 controller, so I'm still struggling with that a little bit.
In all its splendor.
There's some VR settings here where we can recalibrate, so I'm going to do that because I'm getting a little off center. One thing to mention, the scale of this game feels really good. It's not like some of the other ones where you know, things are way too large or anything like that. You can see the thrust, which is really cool. So you can change the screens. Now we've got kind of a top-down view, which makes it a little easier for landing. You can put a map there, your mission info, cargo. I like the map until I get close, and then the bird's eye is pretty good. You've got a couple of different moon kind of locations, and then you've got a Mars location. The gravity on Mars is much different than the moon. You burn through a lot more fuel. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much bad to say about this this experience. This is great. So it looks like this one's on kind of an angle. This could prove to be disastrous.
Tank pressures are good.
Oh, fuck.
The chamber pressure is holding steady as a rock. It's building up a little bit, actually. It's up around 96 now.
Oh, fuck.
It's a little more
Let's get a...
chamber pressure than they were predicted to give.
Oh, shit.
We may shut down and lower.
So as you can see on the screen to the left here, you can use the top-down view to really help with where you're landing. yeah, as you complete the missions, you get more funds, and you can then, there's items you can buy, there's upgrades, so you can upgrade your thrusters, get more fuel, you know, to make missions easier, be able to go further. You can get some boosters. But yeah, that's Lunar Flight. Such an awesome experience. If you bros have had any really cool Rift experiences, make sure to message me, let me know. If you're still waiting for your Rift and you're planning the type of experiences you want to have, again, make sure to let me know. If I hear of some really cool ones, I'll let you guys know in the videos. Having the VR Brotherhood community has been amazing. I know I talk to quite a few of you on a regular basis, and we're able to bounce ideas off each other. And I think that, everybody who tries the Rift, they say it's a game changer. I was actually reading Popular Mechanics, and they have an article here on Palmer, and everybody who tries the Rift, they say it's a game changer. And I wondered, is it because they're all gamers, or is it because they like technology? And I don't think so. I think that when you try the Rift, whether you take some crazy experience from it or not, you've got this intuitive feeling that you are experiencing something outside of yourself, that there's something amazing about it. It's undeniable. Everybody who tries the Rift, they are immediately behind the idea. They love it because we get this sense that you're able to experience something that hasn't been done before, and that's an amazing, amazing feeling. So if you bros have had experiences like that, make sure to let me know. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a like. If you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I know I've kind of ranted in this video, kind of unpoured a lot of my thoughts, but again, I hope you bros enjoyed. And like always, until next time, cheers.